So last week I joined my first game jam, where participants have 6 days to create a game based on a theme that's revealed at the beginning, and the theme was one button mash. So I started brainstorming some ideas in a mind map. My first idea was something like a cookie clicker, but that idea just seemed to be too unoriginal. So here's the idea I then settled with. On the right there is a wall, and then there are enemies walking towards that wall, and the player plays as a cloud, and you can shoot a flash out of the cloud, and if you hit the enemies with the lightning they die, and if the enemies make it towards the wall they can damage or even destroy the wall, and if an enemy manages to get behind the wall you lose. So that's the concept of the game. Let's get coding. So I started up Unity and created a new Unity project. I started prototyping my idea. We got enemies walking to the right and we can hit them with a lightning thing. But since the theme got announced at 7 PM, it's getting kind of late now, so I'm gonna go get some sleep and continue tomorrow. So I started off the next day by creating graphics in Krita, because the game currently just consists of grey squares, which is not looking pretty good. So I created some dirt grass graphics in Krita for the ground, and after creating the dirt graphics I also created a graphic for the stone wall, which you then need to defend with your lightning cloud thing. So after creating the stone wall graphics I wanted to make a zombie, but I just kind of suck at drawing zombies, so I created a turtle which I then animated in Unity. So here you can see the graphics in game. We got enemies running towards that wall, but the lightning looks still kind of bad, so I created a new texture and I guess it looks better now. And then I did some more coding because I wanted to improve the enemy spawn system. That's definitely not how to do it, and I also added a worm and I fixed the wave spawning system, but the worms are kind of big, so I also created that background you saw earlier and a cloud to make the sky look more natural. Yeah, so that's the basics of the game done, as well as all of the graphics, and let's continue on the next day. So I started off the next day by creating a coin system. So turtles give you 2 coins and a worm gives you 1 coin when you kill it. And then there's also a pause button. You can also press the space bar to pause, and there's also a shop with some wall upgrades, but till now you can't buy any wall upgrades, but I'm gonna code that soon. And yeah, that's the basic game play done, and the wall also starts cracking when enemies run into it, and if an enemy breaks the wall and then walks behind the wall you die, and then you can see how many waves you survived and how many coins you got, and then you can play again, or also just go to the main menu. What you can see right now, I settled with the name Lightning Defense because you actually defend a wall with lightning. And yeah, there's also a button in the top right corner for muting the music if you don't want to listen to it, but till now I didn't create any music, and after wave 5 the enemies also get bigger, and so you need to buy wall upgrades. And if you go in the shop now, for 30 coins you can buy a higher wall which stops the enemies from climbing over the wall, and if you got 70 coins you can also buy a wall that is wider, so enemies need to destroy 2 layers of the wall, which then makes it harder for for the enemies need to overcome both of these layers. Same thing with the normal level. If an enemy goes behind that wall, you die, and then there's that die screen. So say tutorial level that just tells players how to move and stuff. And on the next day I wanted to create the song for my game. You can listen to the song at the end of this video, so if you want to listen to the song, stay tuned to the end of this video where we're gonna listen to the song. And there's also that mute button in the top right corner. And I also want to create sound effects. So first we need sound effects for when enemies destroy the wall. So I smashed a tower of bricks, and wait, you can just also smash that subscribe button just like I smashed that tower. Would be cool if you're new here. I make also other game dev related videos. So then I edited the sound in Audacity, and the sound now sounds like this, which actually really sounds like a cracking wall. And then I also created a wall for the Flash, and then I exported my game for Linux, Windows, Mac OS and HTML5. But there was a bug in the game, so I removed the bug because I jumped back into Unity and removed the bug because bugs are stupid. So yeah, on the next day I uploaded my game to itch.io, which was a really complicated process. So actually the exporting was not the problem, and uploading also didn't cause me any bugs except for the HTML5 browser version. So if I tried to run the game in the browser, there was that error, and if I reloaded the page, the error was still there. I used another browser, but that error was still there. So I deleted my browser history and emptied my browser's cache and restarted my computer, but that didn't help. The error was still there. I tried running the game on a different device, same thing. Exported the game again for WebGL, same thing. And downloading a new Unity version, it was gone. But it took really long to download that new Unity version, but somewhere the game loading bar was stuck at 90%, so after doing a quick Google search and ticking some settings in Unity, I could play the game, but the buttons weren't working, so I moved the buttons onto the panel, and then the buttons were working, and that error was gone. So I set it up each page with all of these, with a picture and instructions on how to move and stuff. Not how to move, but how to play, and the downloads also, so you can download it if you don't want to play it in the game in the browser. And I also got one download for Linux and Mac, and then for 4 hours before the jam ended, I submitted my game. I know I could have used these 4 hours for coding, but I just wanted to submit, so better you submit 4 hours and not 28 seconds before the deadline as somebody else did. And I also got a nice review. Would be cool if you could leave me your thoughts on the game in the comments below. The weekly game jam 165 wasn't really a big game jam. It had 171 participants and 63 submissions, so it would be cool if you could just give me some feedback on the game in the comments, or perhaps play it on itch. Would be nice, because it was a small game jam and you just don't get many reviews on small game jams. So you can download the game for Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and you can also play it in a browser if you don't want to download it. The link is of course in the video description. Overall, this first game jam was a nice game jam experience for me, except for that bug, but bugs happen and you just need to deal with them. And I also learned a lot of cool stuff, which I am definitely also able to use in my other games. So I'm currently developing a game in Unity which is called Mape, where you run through a randomly generated maze and need to fight monsters. And I definitely learned something new in this game jam that I'll also be able to implement in my game. So if you wanna stay up to date with the development of my maze game, you can also subscribe. Would be cool if you like my content. So yeah, and as I said earlier, at the end of this video we're gonna listen to the music track. But before you did, like if you liked and dislike if you didn't. Smash subscribe and ring that bell that you don't miss the next Devlog game dev video. And now we're gonna listen to the music. Enjoy!